Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. Always lovely to spend time with you. Now, when I was thinking of what video to do today, and a few of you have been in touch, and obviously Mr. Mojo's gone on holiday, seems to be that time of year again. And I've been playing with the new stamps, and as you know, I love creating frames. I'm a bit of a wreath girl. And so as well as creating garlands and wreaths with stamps, I try to look at other ways of using them. And so it got me thinking about frames. And as you know, I like to look at stamps in different ways that we can, we can put our lovely stamps at an angle and we can sit, such as yesterday, where we had our lovely Nia sat on one of our new stamps. And as I say, the way my head got thinking, I just thought, let's use our new Flower Divine set as a frame. And this is what I've come up with. And I have to say, I was so pleased with it. I mean, I've put a little scene in the middle. There's no reason why you couldn't stamp a verse in the middle and maybe just add one flower. I mean, really, there are so many options. I've purposely left my flowers black and white just because I think the monochrome shows the detail beautifully. But if you want to spend longer, depends. Again, I'm just coming in to whet that crafty appetite, and I know you'll take it further. I mean, you could colour the flowers, you could decoupage the flower heads. I mean, so much you could do. As always, a little bit of decoration on my envelope. And what I'm going to do is show you how I created this. So I hope you're having a good day. I hope things are going well. Right, I'm just going to get... So this is Multifarious card, and this is 14 centimetres. I think that's 5.5 inches roughly. It's just because it's going on a 6x6. Now, for those of you that, I know there's a few that you have to pay more for square cards. I think you could easily put this on an oblong card blank, say, and pop a ribbon here and elongate it that way. Or if you're very clever, you could elongate the frame. I mean, again, lots of options. Now, as I say, I'm going to use the Flower Divine set, and there are two on this. One's a more closed stamp, I don't know if you can see that, and one's a more open. I'm going for the more open one. But I want to be mindful, use your acetate and look. Now, it does go straight to the edge of the card. Now, you could, if you want, do that. But because I want my frame, I want to miss that last little bit off. And that's basically what I'm thinking. So I'm going to put my Inky Binky on my knee. Because if I don't, I'm liable to use my jumper. And believe you me, I have done that before. So I tend to find if I ink it up, look, and then come in with my Inky Binky and just take off that area there. Now, you could put masking tape on there if you wanted. I just find it easy to do it this way. But, you know, like I always say, you do it however you find it easiest. And for me, it's stamping along the bottom there and then turning my card. So same thing again. And I'm using the black, the Nocturne Versafine Clair. And once again, just Inky Binky and take off. Oh, took off a little bit too much there. This could be like, you know, when you cut your fringe. Right, we'll go with that, I think. And we'll pop that one there. Turn it round. And then take off roughly the same amount. I say roughly because, you know, it's by eye, isn't it? So we're just guesstimating. I love making my own words up. We all do it, don't we? I love it in workshops. I've said it before when somebody goes, oh, can you just pass me the thingamajig? And we know exactly what the lady wants or the gentleman, and we pass it, and, you know, it's, oh, thank you, and we carry on. And I think non-crafters would think, how did they know? Right, remember, while you're talking, take that little section off. And don't worry if there's a slight image like there, can you see? Because I'm going to be stamping over that. So don't worry yourself about that. And as I say, I just think, so if Mr. Mojo's gone on holiday, why not create yourself? Look at that. Now, to me, I think that is a beautiful frame, and you could do so many different things with it. So maybe just create yourself a few toppers and just see where you go from there. So I'm going to stamp this up, and I'm going to stamp Pipin first. I thought it's a while since I've used Pipin, and I don't want him to feel neglected. So we'll stamp him just roughly here. Lovely. And then I'm going to use the Fairy Bell set. Now, I haven't used this for a while, so again, it's a good time to look through your stamps, because we do tend to have favourites. I know recently I've favoured sort of the poppy stamps a lot, and I mean, you could even come up with a design with your new stamps. Now, I'm just going to turn mine this way a little bit. Oh, nearly dropped it then, did you see that? And I'll stamp that one there. And I bet I wouldn't be the first one to drop it. I mean, I know a lot of you know what that's like. I mean, me, I'm forever doing it. Right, so there's 3 different stamps on this set. So I'm actually going to use all 3. Now, again, you could use a coloured ink. I just want to keep this certainly this bit, the stamping bit, just in black and white, quite monochromatic. I'm really into sort of single colour cards at the minute. And I think, again, this is one of those cards that, should you need a special or a meaningful card, you know, a condolence card or a thinking of you card, I think something along this sort of design would work really well. And often, especially when I'm designing a card, I like to do a black and white version first and then just decide how much colour I want to add. Right, so the last one, just going to overlap that slightly there. Lovely. So that's, just want to keep it quite classic, clean and simple. Now, again, I've not added a verse, but there's room here if you wanted to put, you know, thinking of you, just for you. I'm just going to blot that. And then pop that down. Now, I'm going to add some colour now, but just to show you, when I was creating the design, I did think, oh, what if you just did one corner? So again, once you start playing, your mind will start. So all I've done is stamped 2 and then a little bit of masking there. So you could add a sentiment there. You could even just add a little bit of stenciling, a little bit of colour, a couple of butterflies. You know, you could take this to whatever, but I just love that. So think about, you know, look at the different frames you can create. So I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to this, and I'll come in first with my mini hill masks, and I'll go for the flatter one. So we'll turn it round, and I've gone for olive. I want it quite a deep green. And because I need to be mindful, I don't want to actually mask off my area. I could use tape, but this is a card I'm thinking if you want to batch card make. And I know a lot of you create cards for charity. So you want cards that you can do pretty quickly. So I'm just going to be mindful to keep my ink inside my frame. Now, if you look, this mask isn't quite the right shape there, but that's fine because I'm just going to move it, look, as I'm going along. And I'm just literally going to take the ink and then I'm just going to move that, maybe a bit of a, there. Just come around there. And then when I turn it that way, look, and I'm just giving this hill mask, and I'm using the mini hill masks, giving it a bit of a wipe, and I'll come in with the next one now. Or do I want this one? Thinking I might go this one. Yeah, think I'm going to go this one. The reason I'm doing this is I want to go above Pipin's head. I don't want to sort of look right through his head. That wouldn't look right. So I don't want to go through the flowers because, again, I want to put my moon mask there. So I'm thinking this sort of shape. But it's worth taking your time, just like I did. Now, I'm not going to ink up my brush again. I'm going to see, I think I've got enough on there just to fill this space. Again, being mindful not to go outside of my frame. And this is where, when you're talking, you need to think, yeah. So I like that. So we'll come in now. I've gone for the blue Atoll and my circle mask there. And we can use it sort of as a moon or a highlight, a spotlight. But I'm just going to turn my work round. As you know, I find it easier to work upside down for this bit. Blue Atoll. And I've gone for my number 7 brush. And again, being mindful, always come in gently, just gently off the circle mask. But again, keeping inside that frame. And that's why I haven't used my number 9 brush, just because I think with that having a wider head, more bristles, I may just get some ink outside the frame. Whereas with the smaller brushes, I've just got that little bit more control. And again, I'm just being gently, and I just want a little bit more at the base there. I've not got much. I don't want to go over the green. That would look wrong. And if I turn it round, there we go. Look at that. A lovely, simple design. And as I say, I think you could take this, you know, to another level if you want. Add more colour, even make a more complicated scene. So pastel pencils, and I'm just going to come in with the white, give our lovely Pipin just a few little highlights. And really for me, it's just about giving him a little bit more shape. Just give him a bit of a neckline, there we go, bit of a waistline, and maybe just a couple of little highlights just on my beautiful flowers and the stems. And again, because it's a pastel pencil, I don't need to fix it because it's not a large area. And to be honest, just by giving it a little rub with my fingers will be enough to fix it. It smudges it, so I think it looks better for me, but fixes it as well. Right, stop there. But what I will do with my green, just add a little bit of shadow, because I think there's just something missing here for me. So under Pipin, we'll have a little bit of shadow going this way, because obviously the moon's over there, and then we'll just make the impression that his ears are there. And then this one, it's going to be quite straight, the shadow. This one will be a bit this way, and then this one will be further this way. And then just with either your finger or a biodegradable cotton bud, again, we'll just smudge that. Fixing it, and I just think it makes it look a little bit better because it's fuzzier, and shadows are fuzzy when you look, aren't they? They certainly don't do straight edges. And then lastly for me, I'm just going to come in with, now if you want to add some glitter, if you want to colour the flowers, as I say, you can take this to what, oh, now where did that come from? Did anybody see? We've got a little black mark there. So do you know what? Going to get one of my, I wasn't going to put a sentiment on it, but somewhere, I'm going to give my hands a quick wipe. We've got a little black mark. Can you see it, that naughty black mark fairy? So I'm going to go for Walk Your Path. And shh, don't tell anybody, we've used it there over that little black mark. So as I was saying, you could add some glitter if you wanted. I'm going to come in with some Posca, and I'm just going for the sparkly yellow because, as you know, it's my favourite. Now, if you want to protect this area, you can, but if I hold mine quite close, can actually direct where I get those splatters, so I can keep them just inside the area. And I'm just directing round the lovely flowers and just keep it all inside the frame. If you want to put some little dots as though you've got some flowers growing at the base, again, if you want to emphasize that. But I think if you're batch card making, if you've got a lot of cards to make for various different occasions, I think this frame, I would certainly make quite a few of the frame. And then I'd love to know what you create inside. Are you going to go for a little scene? Are you going to stamp one of our lovely sentiments, a verse, even some stencil work? What about the honeycomb and the bees? I was really good. I didn't use the bees today. My first thought was to use the honeycomb and the bees, and I thought, no. We've used them so much recently. They've got to be good. Got to think of my other stamps. Don't want them getting upset. But there's so many things you can do with this. So I'm going to leave you with homework of creating a frame. And then what do you want to put in it? You're often asking for ideas for men. What about a frame? Is there a stamp you can create a frame for a man's card? See, I love it when you do your homework. So you take care. I hope this week is kind to you. And I'll pop it back again soon. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.